Most people know that hypnosis and hypnotherapy were great to help people with things such as stop smoking or eliminating phobias. Fewer people know that hypnotherapy can also help them let go of negative, useless, and unwanted emotional baggage. The negativity backpack, if you will. We all go through varied experience in life. Some good, other not so good. Normally, those experiences are processed, stored or discarded depending on their usefulness. In some cases, those experiences are too overwhelming, like an accident, an assault or a shock. It could also be a chronic issue over a long period of time, like an abusive relationship or bullying. And sometimes it's just that you're not well enough to deal with whatever happens properly. You might end up constantly carrying the memory and the various emotions attached to it. You end up with a metaphorical backpack full of negativity and unresolved emotion. It could be a boulder-like event, or it could be an accumulation of rubble over time. Either way, it gets on top of you, holds you back, drags you down, and you're just carrying it with you all the time. Your brain doesn't like unresolved issues, so when it notices you're having some downtime, it will just jump at the opportunity to revisit all those negative emotions. It could be when you're trying to sleep, or simply when you're not distracted enough by your everyday life. Your brain just goes, hey, what about that thing you haven't dealt with? And this can lead to flashbacks or just excessive rumination. If you can't process them there and then, the brain will keep trying again and again and again. It is so easy to end up in a vicious cycle where the thought of dealing with that bag of emotions will become stressful and actually add to your anxiety. People will sometimes try to do whatever they can to make themselves feel better or numb themselves in any way they can. This leads to abusing food, alcohol, drugs, legal or otherwise, sex, or whatever that can take the minds off those worries, creating an addiction. If you decide to tackle those addictions without dealing with emotional baggage, it is very likely that the addiction will be replaced by another. Now, how can hypnotherapy help? Hypnotherapy cannot make you forget what happened. But there are a few things it can do. Sometimes you might know the root cause of your issue. For example, in the case of a specific event or trauma, a skilled therapist will help you review that memory from a safe place, dissociated from it, and just flatten the negative emotional charge. It's like grounding an electrical appliance so you don't get an electric shock every time you turn it on. You keep the memory and all the associated learnings and lessons, but you don't have to feel the full wave of emotion every time you access it. And because you've processed it, your brain will leave it alone instead of having it popping back just randomly. Sometimes the burden you're carrying is just an accumulation of negative junk that you didn't have time, energy or skills to process at the time. Or it's been so long that you forgot what started the problem. It's like hoarding, and you end up with a lot of junk and clutter that deep down you know you don't need. That metaphorical heavy bag is digging into your shoulder, hurting you, but is of no use to anyone. The therapist will then help you get into a mental space and state of mind where you can just let go of all that junk. Whether you shove it all into a skip or bash it with a baseball bat in your mind, nuke it from orbit, or just drop it there and then, whatever you like, you can then move on, feeling freer and using your energy towards something more constructive. Often it is a mixed bag, and your therapist will then use a combination of techniques to help you. The most important thing is that it doesn't have to take months of therapy to start feeling better. By allowing yourself to unburden yourself from your past, you will be surprised how quickly you start to feel happier and find your own peace. Some people feel like they're beyond help. There's nothing that will help them get better, and they have to be burdened with it forever. Now, if this is your case, you especially need to reach out for help. Obviously, some people will need time and further help to fully heal and just get on with their lives, but you can quickly start to feel drastically better. Remember that it takes a lot of strength to live daily with all that negativity and keep moving on despite it. Just imagine how you could use that strength once you are lighter. By letting go of all the negative emotions, it can be fully used to help you heal and rebuild yourself and move forward more freely with all that strength, all that energy. So if you use your addiction to medicate yourself, or if you want to let go of the past, give me a call and I'm sure I can help you. Thank you for watching.